Hey, it's voice actor Kelly Wilson. On this week's episode of Real Talk, mommy guilt. Or daddy guilt. Parent guilt. It's real. It's really annoying. All right, before we do that, if you got a question for me, email me your questions, and I could cover it here on the podcast. Kelly@kellywilsonvo.com. Kelly is Kelly, the best way. All right, let's do this. Mommy guilt. Mommy guilt, daddy guilt, parent guilt. If you're a parent, you probably understand what this is. Since I've talked to more chicks than dudes, every mom I've ever talked to has mommy guilt. And I don't even really need to explain to other moms about mommy guilt. And if you're like, dude, this is a voiceover podcast, why are we talking about mommy guilt? Here's the deal. Sure, I'm a voice actor. I'm also a mom. Everything impacts everything. Sure, I can compartmentalize stuff, but everything impacts everything. Poo-poo rolls downhill, right? So the year 2020 was a very hard year, probably the hardest year I've ever experienced in my whole life. Harder than the 2008, 9, 6, whenever the Great Recession was. I have to look it up, but in that general time frame, that was really tough. That was before 2020. The Great Recession for me was the toughest time of my life. Well, the global pandemic has pushed the Great Recession out of the way and now is the reigning champion of difficulty in my life, personally. So it was really hard. It really sucked. However, with great stress, I get to be shown things that need to change. And 2020 really sucked. But I changed a lot of things because I realized these things are no longer serving me. Okay, back to this mommy guilt thing. So in 2020, I became, in the matter of like 24 hours, I was a full-time voice actor, all of a sudden a full-time teacher to my son, homeschool virtual teacher thing. I was taking care of a baby, cleaning house and doing the laundry and food and groceries and, all the other things. So in 24 hours, boom, I had all these other roles pushed on top of me. And I still needed to be mom. And I was still supposed to bathe and take care of myself too. Which, don't judge, no smell-o-vision. So fast forward to now, it's 2021. This is airing in May of 2021. And mommy guilt is still there. But during the great struggle of the global pandemic, I learned that to fill my cup, I love working. I love the rush of bidding, getting the job, not getting the job, auditioning, putting my spin on it, sometimes landing it, usually not, usually never hearing again. Those who do respond and say, hey, Kelly, we decided to go with someone else, I really appreciate that. I think that's cool. I am a better human. I'm a better mom when I do the things I love to do, when I'm well rested, when I've bathed, when I've eaten food, and when I've done voiceover, because I love voiceover. Side note, really cute. So my son loves video games, and I love voiceover. Those are like our great loves, right? Other than each other. Sometimes at bedtime, or if he's having a rough day, he'll say to me, Mom, I love you more than video games. And the first time he told me, I cried. I'm a softy, dude. Never used to cry until I had these kids. Ugh. But so he'll say that, and then I'll say to him, but I love you more than voiceover. And that is true. But I am a better mom if I get to be a voice actor. That's my main point. So back to this mommy guilt. So soon, both of my kids are going to face-to-face school. One's going to go into second grade, the other one's going to go into daycare. And the whole point of becoming a voice actor was to have control over my income, over my time, and realizing that taking care of a toddler is almost impossible if you also want to do self-care. And I'm sure there's people who can do it, but I can't. So my youngest is going to go into daycare here soon. Great place. My oldest went there. They're awesome. And the mommy guilt is there hard. But if I can just do a reframe, I understand that my children spending some time away from me will recharge me, and I get to be a voice actor and do what I love, and I get to pay the bills, and I get extra money past the bills so we can go and do fun stuff. We can buy all the squirt guns and then, find their dad and squirt him, because I don't want to get squirted. Get the extra cold water on him. I want the warm water. So yeah, definitely a reframe, but the mommy guilt is lessening more and more, and thanks to the pandemic, I've realized that I need to fill my cup, which happens to be voiceover time, or else I'm a horrible human/mom. And the time I do spend with my kids, if I can be rested and good and nice and calm and not so meow, it's better for them. So if your mommy guilt or daddy or parenting guilt is bleeding into voiceover or whatever you do, sometimes you got to do a reframe, because I legit am a better human, a better mom. I'm more patient when I get to do what I love to do, which is voiceover. Down with the mommy guilt, down with the mom shaming or dad shaming. I respect both parents. Hey, if you hire voice actors, that's what I do. Check out my demos. More about me, kellywilsonvo.com. So what voiceover questions do you have? I'd love to cover them here on the podcast. So send me an email with your question or questions, kelly@kellywilsonvo.com. Ratings and reviews are always appreciated. They help me out a lot. Hook up the stars. Don't forget to share out this podcast with someone who would enjoy it. If you ever need more voice actors for your roster, you can download my freebie, 5 fantastic voice actors for your roster. kellywilsonvo.com/subscribe. Hey, check out the podcast, coming out weekly everywhere you can hear podcasts, or you can always just go direct, anchor.fm/kellywilsonvo. Later.